Hi, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today I have the pleasure of showing to you guys a huge Schrade knife. Schrade has been kind enough to send me this knife for review. This is what a lot of you have probably seen videos on this. If you've not seen a video on this knife, this is the SCHF43, also known as the Jessica X. It's a design by Chris Tanner of Prepared Mind 101, a YouTube channel. And he has a series of 10 knives that he has in various stages of development. This was his first one. This Jessica X was his first one. This is a 1.5 pound knife. Big, thick spine. I've used it already a fair bit. Before I tape the intro, you can see I've got some wear on the coating on this knife already. I got this delivered to my sister's place in Nebraska, and so I've been using it already. Now that I'm back home in Alberta, I'll do some more testing as I make this review. A lot of people think that this is a strange looking, ugly design. And yeah, the shape is quite unique. It's not something you see every day, but it's a shape that came from a thought process that had a lot going for it, has a lot going for it. And so I'd like to do some video on this. I'll show you how it's been working for me, how well it's been cutting. It came with a pretty good edge on it. I will test it with the edge that it has and demonstrate to you the things that I like. And if I find some things that I don't like about this knife, I will share those as well. Thank you for tuning in. Stick around and you'll see some more video on this Schrade SCHF43. It's a chopper that can do a little bit more than only chopping. Well, the first thing I want to show you is my wife had an idea of a different way to carry this other than the way the straps were, and that is in this kind of fashion. It's sort of a chest carry. That's one way to carry this knife. There are a number of different ways that it can be done, I'm sure. Let me show you a few others. Oh, to do that, all I did was take this strap and I put it on this bottom clip or fabric that's supposed to be for the leg. This is how it comes out of the box, and so the strap is for carrying sort of in, let me put it this way, across the shoulder. You can have it hanging down like this. You can make it longer than this. I've got it cinched up too high, and that's one way to carry it. So another way to carry it is using the big straps to hang it across your shoulder, and it hangs a lot like it would do if it was hanging from your belt. Of course, you would take this off and let it leave it at home or whatever. So that's one other way to carry it. And finally, so when it's on your belt, I'll move the camera just slightly so you can see a bit better. When it's on your belt, it's like this, and you can take this, and if your legs are thinner than mine, and mine are very thick legs. Both my mother and my father had thick legs. So they're both still alive, I think, actually, so they're doing well. You can do it on your leg like that, and you're walking around, and it's good that way, and you just take the knife out and use it whenever you want to. So that's the other way to carry it. It's got that nylon, ballistic nylon, and it's got a plastic liner inside. Let me double check that. Yeah, there's a bit of a plastic liner in there for the knife. We've got it's pinned at 3 spots along here. Great big belt loop to go any size pant or thick clip you want, and we've got a snap that holds the handle in place. There's a slight rattle. Well, there is no rattle. There's a slight movement, but there's no rattle because it's a soft fabric. There are third-party sheaths that you can buy for these. For me, I would just use it the way it is. I don't need to have a perfect sheath. or super sheath, I would use this until it wears out, and then I'd get another sheath. This is an apple tree that I cut down in the spring. I didn't take it all the way down, obviously. It was rotting and not producing anymore. So here's one of the branches. I've just wedged it in the tree here, and let's see how good this guy works. And this is, of course, with the wood moving, it's some of the force is being absorbed by the branch bending down. And partly because I don't do this as much as I should to keep my strength up. So the branch split, and so a lot of the force is just going in to vibrate. Let's turn this over. And get it through the other side here. There you go. And remember, I'm a paper pusher guy for the most part, so I don't have an awful lot of, I don't chop very often, but it doesn't take much force at all. Ow, that flipped back on me. It doesn't take much force at all to cut off branches. You just take a little swing at it, and off it comes. Let's turn this over this way. Let's turn this way just a little bit. So this is about as thick as a nickel right here. No problem at all. This is, apple. It's a hardwood. Chops really well. Let's see, what else do I want to cut to show you? I am surprised that it's sinking really far in. This piece on the handle here really does hold the hand in place. So here we are in a different part of the yard, and I'm going to see how well this thing will baton. All right. Right through the thick of it, I've got a piece that's about 5 inches thick, maybe a little bit more, that I'm going to try to baton through. That's a lot. So that was a pretty good split. As you can see, there's knots in there. Let's see if it works as a hatchet replacement. No problem that way. No problem at all. This thing's got the weight behind it. It's got the leverage when your hand's at the back here. Works really well for that kind of thing. One of the big benefits of this is that you've got a lot of weight back here on the handle, so when you do the close-up stuff, I've got a friend in Germany who says my feather stick making leaves a lot to be desired. Yes, I'm not the best at it, but as you can see, it's not that much. I didn't take too long. You can get some good feather sticks off of this with this knife if you want. Sorry about all the road noise. There's a road just behind my house, So that works pretty good. There's Chris Tanner's logo from Prepared Mind 101. You can see there's a little bit of wear on the knife with the coating's coming off just a little bit. The coating's quite durable. It's quite slick. I don't think that it gets in the way creating any stiction, if that's really a word or not. To go through things, I don't think the coating slows anything down. The edge still looks crisp and brand new. I've done nothing to the edge yet. Oh, don't do that too hard, Jake. I like testing it the way it comes from the factory. I figured you guys wanted to see if the coating on this thing would affect if it could strike a ferro rod or not. So let's put some of this down and give it a try, and let's see. Ooh, that was hot. No, I shouldn't just blame the wood. My technique sucks too. There we go. There you go. Oh, don't mind that red spot. Remember, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb. Bye now.